for the lead generation funnels for your real estate business. And I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go through a quick presentation and then I'm going to stop recording and I'm going to open it up so that we could all talk freely amongst ourselves, the people that are on the call, and then we'll go from there. So one thing I want to announce, and I know I just did this on but I'm going to say it again, is that this is the last live Zoom that I am going to be doing on Tuesdays. I am going to take the month of August off and I'm going to do the recordings. And so I'm going to take my time, really be super focused. I'm going to put those recordings into an app called School, and it's Skool. It's a great platform for learning and training. I am not going to charge anybody anything. I'm not going to upsell anything because I do not want to be a coach. I want to be a trainer. I want to share with the agents at Epic Realty how to use all of the different benefit packages that we have with your real estate business so that you could get more leads. And so that will free me up to do a lot more of the trainings and then be able to put them into the app. And so hopefully you guys will then download the app or open it, bookmark it on your computer, but you'll be able to do all of this in your own time and just really know what you need to be focusing on in your business. So, but today is week 4. We're on lead generation funnels. And this is one of my favorite weeks. Of course, all 4 of my pillars are my favorite weeks, right? Because it's my stuff. It's how I organize my own business, because as I started to get older, I started forgetting things and I needed a system. Like I need to systemize, I need to automate, and then I need to delegate. And that relieves so much off my plate that I can then work on me or my energy and be happy and not stressed out all the time, worried about all this stuff that comes with the real estate business. Because it does. I know a lot of realtors who lose sleep at night because they just can't, get the things off their mind. And I'm not about that. I'm not about living in survival mode. I'm about setting expectations up front. I'm about guarding my own energy. I can deal with the bad things that happen. I had a cancellation yesterday and I got it on a Friday and I sent my client a message. I was on vacation. I said, we need to talk on Monday. The buyer's canceling. I can't talk about it over the weekend. I will talk to you on Monday about it. And that was just that. And he was very understanding. And that's just a boundary that I set for myself. And so normally I would have called him on Friday, but there's was just more to it than that. But you got to figure out what your boundaries are and you got to stick to them. So, but that's all more for the mindset week, right? I could just go on and on about all that stuff, but we're going to jump in now to lead generation funnels and what that looks like. So, I love thinking of a funnel as a funnel. It's exactly that. It's something that you start at the top and you go all the way to the bottom to conversion. So a lot of agents think, I want the low-lying fruit, the buyers and sellers that are ready to list now and buy now. And if they don't have that, they're living in scarcity mode and they're worried about everything. But if they would just stop worrying about all that and focus on building and taking care of that pipeline, that funnel, or working on the funnel, and think of their business as more about building the funnels and doing the work in the funnels instead of the now business, then they wouldn't ever have to worry. They would have the deals coming up. And so that's hard to wrap your head around though, because we all want business now. And then we have NAR and we have the interest rate and we have the election. We have all this stuff. So what we have right now is the perfect time to go work on your lead generation funnels and not worry about the rest of it. Worrying isn't going to make it happen. You might need to go get a job. You might be able to survive. You might need to batten down the hatches and stop rob from Peter to pay Paul and figure out a way to make your money work for you right now. There's a lot of different things that you might need to do over the next 6 months to a year. But my personal opinion is I think we're going to be just fine next year. It's going to be a rough year though, getting there, I think. And so, but that's okay. That means I could go and I could work on all my systems. And so this is not just something I'm teaching you guys. This is stuff I'm working on every single week. These 4 pillars that I go over um, and that we work on are my advice to myself. And it's just a content that just came to me to share. So and this is going to be different because once it's in the app, you could do it at your own time. But every week at 11, it's every Tuesday at 12 now. But every week we're going to get in here. We're still going to have a just like a Q&A, like where are you? What can I help you with? What do you need advice with? Let me show you how to operate the app. It's going to be more like that, more of a mastermind, because all of these pillars and all of my courses are going to live inside this other location that you're all going to have access to. I'm paying for it, but you're not. So don't ever be afraid that I'm going to charge something, because I won't. Okay, so week 1, we always talk about mindset and building your plan. If you've been here, you've already done all of that. That is all in my link tree. So if this is your first time here and you don't know what I'm talking about, I have a blank real estate abundance download abundance plan right here. And I will share this link tree in the chat here in a second. But this is what we build. This is the past 4 weeks. So if this is your first call, you're catching week 4 and you missed 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you'll have to watch them in the app or go onto my YouTube channel, because they're all on my YouTube channel. And you can just start back at mindset, foundations, automations, and funnels. But this is what this looks like. It's just super simple, you guys. I'm not paying somebody to go in and write this stuff for me. It's just what I use. And I could even show you what mine looks like. But week 1, we talk about your why, your vision, and what all that looks like. Week 2, we talk about your foundations for your real estate business, your CRM, Lofty, your logos, your colors, all of your branding. I give you a blank database spreadsheet right here so that you could download that if you want to download your database worksheet. Week 3, last week, we talked about automations, and I shared some great automations with the agents who showed up to the call. And I kind of created a business in a box with all these spreadsheets and stuff that I shared with all of them. And I'm going to put that in my app. So you're just going to have to come back next month, but I'm going to leave you today with a lot of good stuff that you could go work on over the next few weeks until I get that app up and running. But some posts. So here we are, week 4. What are your lead generation funnels? So this is where we are. So let me go back into, and then also, if you're brand new and you didn't get an email reminder, here is the link for the Real Estate Abundance Plan Challenge, which is from this point forward. Once somebody fills this out, this is where they're going to get a response, the link to the app, and all of that stuff. So if you have not ever done this or filled this out, you need to go do this so that you get all that free stuff that I'm going to be sharing. And then the rest of the things in here are all the things that I advise you to go in and get set up and use for your own lead generation system. So I talk about these different things, and we're going to open up listings to leads today, and we're going to talk about this a little bit here in a minute. But let me get back over here to my Canva thing. So that's those 4 pillars. That's the 4 weeks. If you just break it down to where you're working on one of these things on one week and another one another week, and you just redo it every month, implement now, perfect later, like it all just kind of goes together. And then before you know it, you actually have a full business running for you. All right, so let's jump into these funnels. Can you guys see my screen okay? I feel like I need to make it bigger. Let's see, let me oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, so a lead generation funnel is really, it's a niche, it's a funnel, it's like a to-do list for a certain market, it's a certain market, it could be named all of these different things. But what I want you to think about them as each one is this right here. This is your offer. This is the funnel right here. And for each one of these that you create, for each funnel that you create, you're going to have a top of funnel offer. I talked about that back up in here too in week 2 offers. See, in week 2 in your real estate foundations, your offers are it's part of your foundation. Then I told you we were going to talk more about that in week 4. So here we are in week 4, and now we're talking about it because each funnel that you decide to work on is going to have a top of funnel offer. And that offer can consist of all of these different things. So it can and then some social media ads. So we're going to talk about offers right here. And I'm going to give you guys some ideas and some thoughts to walk away with. But for all of us, our first offer should be your sphere of influence. I mean, your first funnel should be an action plan for your VIP database and or your sphere of influence, whatever you're calling it, those people that you're market to every month that know you, love you, trust you. Get something good for them. I use HomeBot, and I'm going to talk about that offer right here. This is offer number 1 is for your VIP. I use HomeBot. So every time we have a closing, they get an email that says, sign up for your own HomeBot, blah, 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 monthly report, and I get a lot of good responses to those reports, and people call me and want to know like what they could do with their equity or whatever. So HomeBot, a monthly newsletter, something for your VIP database, right? So that should always be your very first one. The next one that I want to talk about is what Listings to Leads offers us for funnels. And so I want to jump back over here to Listings to Leads because, and there's a free offer in here in Linktree. This link right here, if you go to my link, you could get a free 21-day trial. And what I would love to see you guys do is to get into that trial and then go in and download the PDFs to the funnel. So I'm gonna, okay. So there's so much that Listings to Leads can do for your real estate business. You can market any of Epic's. If you're with Epic and you're on this call, you can market any of the listings that are with our broker. I only have one listing right now, and well, I have a couple, but we don't even have them on here right now, which that's something I need to work on. We just went live over the weekend. And so I have a new one, but I'm able to just go pull it in, and they will do so much of the marketing for me. But I don't want to talk about that right now. What I want to talk about are these PDF guides. So these PDF guides over here, if you open those, you'll see well, it pulls up these playbooks. So if you do go in and you do take advantage of the free 21 days, go through every single playbook, because a lot of the playbook things that are in here, you can actually use for other, like we have Social Bay. A lot of the stuff that Listings to Leads does, Social Bay does also. Not the good stuff. I still use Listings to Leads for everything. I don't think I'll ever quit using it because I love the marketing. And it's most of my listing presentation is me showing the seller all the things I'm going to do, which this is a 5-hour class to be able to go in and show you what all Listings to Leads could do for you. But I want to only talk about these PDF guides because they are great for a top of funnel offer. Because you could go create a landing page, you can print it out, you can share a link to it anywhere that you want to. You can print it out and you can mail it out. You can do so many different things, but it's going to give you so many other ideas that you could put in that funnel. So let's just talk about a few of these different funnels. You want to market a funnel on foreclosure? Here's a brochure that you could download and customize and give to anybody who opts in through your marketing in Lofty. You can share with them a foreclosure document, how they can avoid it. Short sale, that's another one. Divorce. I don't like divorce. I hate dealing with divorce because I end up crying at the listing appointment. Like, it just breaks my heart that people get divorced. So I that's not for me. The secret to buying a home in any season, you guys could go and do the free trial and download every one of these PDFs to your Canva, and then you can go in and customize them, and boom, you've got awesome lead generation offers. 6 things to check before buying a home, but a couple of my favorite. Here's one: first time home buyers, home sellers guide. I was looking for home buyer. Right here, first time home buyer guide. That is one that I think would be a great funnel. And another one, especially in my area, is buying a new construction home. That would be a really good one. Down payment assistance for local home buyers. That would be another really good one. But you get my point. All of these are in here. And when you click on them, it's a whole brochure that you could go in and edit and do. And if you it's not going to show me the whole thing, but let me download it and see. Download the English version. And then you could download it to your computer, and then you could upload it into your Canva and you would have it in there. So let me just show you what this looks like since we're talking about funnels. So here it is. What is probate? It has all my stuff on it. Isn't that beautiful? I don't even do probates, but if I ever needed one and somebody called, guess what? I'm going to be able to go in here and say, oh, I have a great probate report. Let me send that to you. And so it's a great report. They put a lot into these reports. And so that's it. And then you just save it to your computer and go into Canva and upload it to Canva. And then you could go create a landing page in Lofty, and you could do all your marketing and your ads in there. So I get that some of you do not do all of that, but if you do or you want to, that's something that you can work on and study and figure out how to do. So let's go back over to my thing here. Okay, so that's the listings to leads marketing, and it really covers social media too. And then social media, there are lots of different information ads that you could do. You could do personal posts. I get the most response from people on my personal posts, but you could do a celebration of what do I call it? Not celebration, proof of business. You could do proof of business posts like once a week. I actually write all of this down in here. I gave you some ideas. So these are some ads, marketing ads that you can run weekly. And listings to leads one is one of them. A blog, you could start a blog, you could copy a blog, you could use like Keeping Current Matters, or there's just a bunch of different things that you could do for blogging. I know at Epic we have Social Bay, and there's a blog post in that. So these are some of the things why I want to stop doing these calls over and over and just do the recording, and then you guys can go watch that. But then I want to go teach you how to do the blog. I want to put that stuff all in there too. A story post, proof of business, meaning like just listed, just sold, under contract, just pick one, put the post in there and post it. But first of all, I hope that you know all of your people. Your VIP list should all be your friends on your social media, especially if you're in Facebook. So that's one thing. If you don't have any followers and you're not on social media, they're not even going to see it. So do you want to do a letter? Do you want to do a send out card? How do you want to communicate with that list that you're building? And that list is on here, by the way. So this is what I always advise my new agents to do is, and we talked about this in week 1, is open up this VIP database, and you have to just make a copy and start collecting your people. Once you have your VIP list, there's all kinds of different things that you could do with it, but get them into some kind of a format where you can do those things with them, like upload them to Lofty or upload them to MailChimp to send them a newsletter, whatever. All these guys, if I lose internet, I'm so sorry. I don't know what I'll do, because literally it's storming like crazy and raining, and I just heard thunder, and I see lightning out my window. So if I lose my internet, I apologize. I'm going to just try to get through this now. Now that I heard that, let me just move. Oh, and it says your internet is, I just got a notice that said my internet is unstable. Okay, and I see someone I see lots of stuff in the chat. Let me check this really quick. I think you do. Yeah, Listings to Leads does blog posts also. And oh, and Lofty does too. Yeah, and so does lots of them do. And I want to do a more detailed video on that. How come Earl, we'll talk later. I will get you into the Epic one. They changed their password, but you should be able to get into it. It's Epic VIP and then exclamation point, I think. But we'll do that here in the end. Okay, great. I love it. Thank you, Ruth. You love, I've done listings to leads since like 2012. So I got a lot best invested in that. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, paid leads. I wouldn't pay for a lead right now if that was like the only option, I wouldn't even do it. But when the market's hot, I'm dang sure going to invest in paid leads, but don't pay for something in a bad market. But if it's a good market, maybe you do it. I built my database on Zillow and Realtor.com, and so I did it for a little bit, but right now it's not an option. Referrals from realtors, I probably 50% of my business from this one and this one and this. Like these are what I do. I don't do FSBOs. I don't do farming. Those are just a couple more options. All right. So this is what I want you guys to think of though, is like all of these different things. What is your what is your offer going to be to get these people into your database? Even if you keep your database in a notebook, what are you going to do to attract more people to you? That's what this looks like. So I want to give you three. I would love to see each of you have three different funnels. And I'm going to open up my Trello. I just started this because I was going to share it, but I'm going to do a more detailed class on this. But I have a funnels, loading group funnels. So I have a funnel, and you could do this in a notebook. You could do this wherever. Don't get too, like, don't expect too much from Trello. Like it's where I create things. I create from here and then I make a list for myself. And from that, I go and I put it in my planner. And that's just how I plan. That's what works for me. So I'm starting my newsletter for the loading group. I used to do one, but I moved everything over to MailChimp. And so now I'm starting that in August. I have a virtual assistant. I'm going to put HomeBot on it. And any other ideas that I could think of, I'm going to put in here. And then here's my HomeBot. I use HomeBot already, and I've already sent things out, but I'm going to really use HomeBot for a lot of different things. And I use Agent Hub 360. So I have notes in here. And my VA is doing that. So this is just kind of where I do things, but you guys could just start a list. So name yours. I would love to see each of you have a sphere of influence and let me go back over here, a sphere of influence in a community. So Angela Kristen Taylor taught me about passion community. So like for me, my husband and I own a Jeep. And we have this Jeep club. So that's a passion community. So another girl in my group, Amy Janetti, she has plants. And I suggested to her, start a Facebook group in your area and do something with plants. Like that would be perfect. And another person was doing, her passion community was working with seniors. So that's kind of both of them in one. She turned her passion community into a public offer. So she's doing all kinds of things for her senior community, and she's doing that here locally. But what would your passion community be? Does anyone have any ideas on that? Like if you've heard me talk before, does anyone in here have a passion community? And can you think of some examples that might be? And if not, that's great homework then.
I have been thinking of creating one about dogs or especially doodles.
Love it. oh my gosh, I could like I love the doodles. I want a doodle so bad, but I have 3 beautiful dogs right now and I don't need 4. But I love that. That would be great. What could you do in your community for that? Like maybe start an afternoon in the park, like doodle meet, like something like that. Like that's a great place to meet your people.
Uh-huh. Also post about different groomers, or actually I started grooming my doodles myself because it became hugely expensive and I don't want to pay $300 every 6 weeks for 2 dogs. And just teaching them about that, about dog parks, about all, I mean, there's so many different things, doggy daycare, dog walkers. I mean, there's so many things related to dogs. And I don't know if I should limit it to doodles or just dogs in general, but I mean, there's so many people interested in that.
Perfect. That is a great passion community. And then you're going to meet people and you're going to think of some kind of top of funnel offer that you can build, that you like a list. It could just be a list. It could be a list of local groomers. Subscribe here to get my free list. And then boom, you could put them on a newsletter, you could put them on a home bot, you could do whatever you decide to do for your marketing. But that's what this is all about, is marketing to those people. So you
Yeah.
get it. That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing.
So we foster golden
Oh,
retrievers, and we actually have one in our
oh,
house
look, I
right
gotta
now.
stop sharing. Hold on. Let's see.
Can you see her?
Oh, I see him.
Her name
Yes.
is Jessie. Hey, Jessie. Jessie.
Jesse. Oh, beautiful. I
She's a
love
great.
it. Everybody loves dogs. Well, not
She's
everybody probably, but
yeah.
if you don't love dogs, then they're not going to be your people anyway, and you aren't going to want to work with them, Heike. So it's all about, Angela has a whole week thing that I will be sharing when in my group, and I'll have her come in and we'll do a whole talk on it. And so you guys stay tuned. I'm not going to be doing these in August though, just so you know. I'm not even going to do the weekly Q&A. That's going to start back up in September. My son is going into the military in August, and I want to spend every minute that I can with him. And we have vacations and just all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to take the month off from my course, but it's going to come back even stronger and have way more content for you in August. So all right, so I'm going to share again because I'm not done. I want to go over one more really quick. And okay, so then let's look at the public. So the public would be great for seniors, um, for VA, for loans, military, and there's a VA guide in Listings to Leads too that you could use for that. For relocation, like I will really want to do a relocation guide. That might be somewhere in my future, not right now because my plate's full, but eventually I would love to do a relocation guide. Foreclosure prevention, short sales. You guys don't do short sales. Short sales are horrible to work with. And the banks love to come in, and instead of doing a short sale, they'll do a deed in lieu of foreclosure. And so you won't even get your you'll be halfway through and have 25 hours into it, and then they'll come in. So anyway, they'll come in and offer your seller a deed in lieu of and pay them $5,000 to $10,000, and then you just are left out. So don't do short sales. But
I
go ahead.
I created one, how to select a builder. And
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of things we can actually offer in real estate that not everybody talks about.
Absolutely. Love it. So that's it. That's your offer. These are funnels. So often we overthink it and we think we got to go do these and get on the phone and make calls. Instead, just think about building relationships and putting those offers out there and connecting with people and getting them on that VIP list and then into the lofty. Like, where are they going to go? What's your entire funnel look like? And like I did here, like these are the different things for the have not mets, open houses I'm doing, mailers, weekly email in Lofty. Like those are, you know, I'm calling them not Mets. These are my Mets. These are my not Mets. My social media posts. I'm going to keep track of that here. I got some work to do on these things because I just moved it over here. I had everything in AOA and I'm trying to get it out of AOA. But anyway, that's all just the systems part, the foundation parts. Figure out what your foundation is going to be, and then that's it. So I'm going to stop recording. I'm going to stop.